Hello, my name is Patrice Mason, and this is my video on, I guess you could say, debunking myths or things, that we have believed to be true and turn out they're not. I'm going to jump right on in and talk about spanking a child. So, I'm 39 years old, and all my life and even growing up, it was sort of, spare the rod, spoil the child, so to speak. But more so, it was like, spank your child because, that would teach them that whatever that they did was wrong. It also, let you know who was in charge, so to speak. And sometimes with that spanking, you would get told, why, what you did was wrong. Sometimes you wouldn't. So I found out through life experiences and also even this year through our book, Experience in the Lifespan, that spanking may not necessarily be the best thing, for a child. So I don't believe that you should just spank all the time. I believe that communication is very necessary and effective for a child's growth process. If you're just spanking a child all the time, that could cause them problems in developing, later on in life. Also, every child is not the same. One child may deserve a spanking when the other child you may just need to sit down and talk to. So even through, experiments and different things, and like I said, learning through class as well, and just knowing enough now, um, the myth about spare the rod, spoil the child is not true. All right. The second myth I want to, I guess, debunk would be that we as humans only use 10% of our brains. I've been told that, and I'm pretty sure that you've heard that we only use 10% of our brains. I've heard that over and over. Even growing up as an adult. Um, I forget exactly what it was, but something led me to investigate this a little bit, and so I was looking in the Scientific American. I guess it's like a research. They they stated that we actually use every part of our brain, and our brain is mostly active like almost all the time. Um, the brain, it represents 3% of our body, but it uses 20% of our body's energy. So if you think about it, we have to use all parts of our brains all the time because the different mechanisms of the brain allow us to do different things, controls different movements, controls the different ways we think, our actions, judgment calls, and different things like that. So the fact that we only use 10% of our brain is not true. It's been scientifically stated that that is not true. Earlier this year, I forget where I was, but I was somewhere, and this is going into the third myth, that cracking knuckles causes arthritis. And so I was popping my knuckles, and I've been doing it for years. It's a bad habit. I know this. Um, but people tend to look at me. I can pop 20 knuckles in my hands, and I know because I count. I don't know why. That's another video for another time. But anywho, I was getting a look from a certain individual, and I was like, I know, I'm sorry, it's a bad habit or whatever. And I heard I could get arthritis, and it's just a bad habit. I can't stop. And the person was like, arthritis? Well, who told you you could get arthritis from cracking your knuckles? And I said, well, people forever have been, telling me that, you can get arthritis. And they were like, no, you can't. And so I was like, well, how do you know you can't? They were like, trust me, you can't get arthritis from cracking your knuckles. So it led me to, look it up. And so actually at the Harvard Medical School, they actually did like an experiment. And what they did was they wanted to see how it, correlated between arthritis and people that crack their knuckles and people that don't. Well, it didn't come back that the people that crack their knuckles are more susceptible to arthritis than the people that do not. The facts are actually what happens is when you crack your knuckles, there's a release of air from the synovial fluid that's inside of your joints, right? So what this does is every time you crack your knuckles and release that air, over time it does wear down and wears that fluid out. And so what happens is you lose the grip that you have. You may not be able to clutch as tight as you used to, but you will not get arthritis from cracking your knuckles. And this is from research that Harvard Medical School did. I looked it up. So now it will cause, a little bit of damage over time, but it does not cause arthritis. So that was the third myth that was debunked. All right. Number 4. I actually experienced something earlier on this year with this as well. And this is also something that I've heard, since I was young. And even, adults still say it now. I've heard people say it now. And with me being married, this hits home to me. I've always heard that what somebody doesn't know won't hurt them, or what you don't know won't hurt you. It is a lie. It is a myth, okay? What you don't know will hurt you. It's deceit, okay? And even researching this, it's called, well, this is the number one reason that relationships break up, that marriages break up. So when you're saying what somebody doesn't know won't hurt them, what you're actually saying is remaining ignorant or uninformed about something will allow someone to not have to worry or feel responsible for or get upset by it. But you're not giving someone an opportunity to choose how they want to feel. So when you say that what somebody doesn't know, it won't hurt them, that's not the truth, because eventually that thing is going to come out and it will hurt. Robert Verbruggen, he did a study, and it was called Infidelity. What they don't know won't hurt them. So I did a little bit of research on that, and it's deceit. It's the number one cause for breakups with any different type of relationship. Even if you have a friend, you won't want your friend just keeping stuff from you because they think it won't hurt. No, everybody needs to be afforded the opportunity to be told the truth. I believe it's unhealthy for you to be walking around when people should be telling you things, or things that you should know that you don't know. It leaves you in the dark. It leaves you looking crazy. So that is a myth that I had learned because something happened to me. This person thought that what I didn't know would not hurt me, but I had to find out from a third party something that I should have known. And when I found out, guess what it did? It did hurt me. Not only that, it's going to affect the rest of my life. So that myth was debunked. What someone doesn't know won't hurt them. Yes, it will. And it's called deceit. Okay. This last myth, I don't know if it's a myth per se, but maybe it's just something that I thought. But I think that a lot of other people may think this as well. That because Georgia is the peach state, I actually thought that the state of Georgia produced the most peaches. Well, actually, this is not true either. So the state of California, and this comes from the Agricultural Marketing Resource Center. First of all, the state of California has always produced the most peaches. Come to find out, Georgia is supposed to be a top producer of peaches, but as of 2017, aside from California, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Washington State are top producers of peaches, and Georgia's in there somewhere. Georgia used to be in the top 4 producers of peaches, but California was still first, then South Carolina, then Georgia, and then New Jersey. But with Georgia being named the peach state, I would have thought that Georgia was a state that produced the most peaches, that they produced the best peaches, that the Georgia ground was just so fertile, to produce the best peaches in Georgia. Hence, this is how, Georgia got its name. But maybe that was in my head, but I do believe that other people think this as well. But that has been debunked. California is the #1 peach producer. Okay. Once again, followed by New Jersey, then Pennsylvania, and then Washington State. And this is as of 2017. So, what I would like to say about all of these myths or instances or things, that we've heard over the years, I I find it very interesting, me finding these things out now. With that being said, it's never too late to learn. It's never too late to educate yourself. And also, going by myths or things you've heard or just, things that you're brought up on is not always the healthy thing to do or the right thing to do. It's important that we search for ourselves as individuals, and choose, what is right according to your morals and your values. So, thank you for taking the time out to listen to my video. And this concludes my personal 5 myths that have been debunked this year for me. Thank you.